Now, I'm sure you're not the only one that wants to get your brand out there, your name out there, to get known, get your name heard. Well, it's all essential to network, and you have to do it if you want to become successful or if you really want to have some great interaction, depending on whatever platform you're on. So here are some tips to building your networking. It is actually essential. This is what you learned in preschool, but you have to share. Sharing is important, and it's about caring, whatever that means. But you really have to share your work. You have to put it online. You have to get it online because your work identifies who you are, the quality, I guess, of work, who you are as well. So you really have to think about going that step up, getting it on your own website, getting it on Facebook, getting on Flickr, MPix, or whatever, 50, whatever that's called, anything like that. So that way your work is online, and that way you can start interacting with society, because that's huge. One thing I always recommend is to blog or vlog. Well, once again, if you're not sure what that is, vlogging it's kind of what I do, but I do more informative, fun type of stuff because I'm a horrible writer. I don't write that well, so this is my outlet to blog. But blogging is the same thing, but it's just in written form. So get that out there. Take you just did a photo set with this family. Put some images up, talk about your settings, talk about the day, your setup, and everything like that. Get people to really engage. That's one huge thing into starting out and to getting your brand out there, or at least heard. Get excited. If you're not excited about doing this, then you're pretty much just going to sit there and just be like, oh my God, no one's loving me. Well, it sounds like someone's having some issues, and that should be resolved. Be excited. Be stoked. It's really, really interesting what people have to say. I mean, you're going to have the stupid people who give those comments like, oh, this is so stupid, without giving anything constructive. But be excited. Get out there. Because you won't build anything. You won't build any type of following. You won't build whatever you are trying to think without being excited, without being passionate about it. And that's one huge thing about this profession or anything in general. You need to have passion or nothing will work out. I mentioned interacting, and that's huge. Give feedback. Go to forums, go to different Facebook groups, go online, go on the YouTube community, where you're at right now, and contact, interact. The more you get your name out there, the more you get, seen. And that's important. I see definitely a couple readers all the time who comment on my videos, viewers who comment on my videos, and I kind of get to know them a little bit. I get to know their opinion, their viewpoint on things. Some people agree with things I have to say, some people don't. But that's just a thing. Interact, give feedback. If you're doing any kind of photo critiques or anything like that, give something constructive. It's really important, and you could be known as the person to go to. You might get a Facebook message, like I get Facebook messages saying, hey, can you give me a quick thought on my work? I'm honest, I'm to the point, and that's how it should be. And it just doesn't have to stop at photos. It could be anything in general. If anyone's having a problem, definitely try to help them out. Give them advice, something from your own personal experience, because that's key in networking, is relating something to yourself, making it very personal. Someone came to me with a problem. I said, well, you know what? I actually had this problem with this camera, and this is how I solved it. And that's really great. It makes a great rapport, and you look pretty knowledgeable about what you have to say, and that's important into making your brand very reputable, and it looks good. Probably one of the biggest things you have to do is to grow together. The community as a whole, you could be in this really secluded group with like 300 people, and if you interact, you guys grow together. I do this all the time on Facebook too, and some of the groups that I'm in. We have great interactions, we have great discussions. It challenges you to think creatively, but you get talking about your passion. And a huge thing you can do is to do photo projects together. You can collab and do videos together and things like that, because that's what gets your name out there. You see their audience, you see their brand, and the reciprocation comes back to you. And that's what it's all about, networking. It's who you know, it's word of mouth, it's establishing yourself with someone and just going that route, getting known into different venues that you didn't even know. You can even interact with someone who doesn't do necessarily photography. It could be a makeup artist, and that way you guys can interact. You might be able to expose yourself to each other, not in that way, into each other's audiences, and go from there. And that way, boom, your networking just went from, ABC venue to all the way to like XYZ. So you just broaden your horizon without having to do a ton, except being active, being very, very constructive, and being, personable. Lastly, but not leastly, move ahead. Go forward with things. Don't be content. So say you got those, certain number of followers on Tumblr or viewers on YouTube or anything like that. Push forward. Don't stop. It's about enthusiasm. It's about your passion. Go out there. Do your work. Do you. Go out there and have fun. Go out there, interact, and build your network. Once again, it's all about who you know, who you're interacting with, and getting your name out there. Now, I'm not a huge fan of like spamming. So if you're going on someone's videos or someone's blog or someone's Facebook group, be like, oh, check out my stuff, check out my stuff, check out my stuff. Well, you're pretty damn annoying. But there's a more professional way to do that. And that's to do, as I said, to be, very professional, constructive feedback and everything like that. Going from there could really go a long way in making your name and your brand stick out. And yet again, you might start getting emails and questions and everything like that, asking for your advice, asking for your help. Now, all of this intertwined together gets your name, it gets your brand out there. That's essential. That's networking 101, word of mouth. Turn one job into two, especially if you're going into working. That's really what it is. Eric Rossi, the guy with the eye. That is networking. You got to get out there. Those are some easy things you can do right now. You can literally start commenting at the bottom of this video about something, saying what you love to shoot or anything like that. But just don't be annoying. Don't be spammy. That's all I got. If you guys have any questions or comments or anything like that, please let me know down below or send me an email. That's all I got.